Welcome back to our little fortress. Today we will be continuing the progress we made on my last Dwarf Fortress video here, where I put a load of people from my Discord into this little world, set this all up, and accidentally slaughtered a lot of peaceful elk birds. This time, however, we're going to be dealing with a lot more than elk birds, and unfortunately, some of you will be dying. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Last time, where I left off, we'd just been targeted by goblin child snatchers, who had brutally been mauled. Today, my main objective is going to be making a hospital, expanding the tavern, because currently the dwarves are literally lying on top of each other, and taming some elk birds to turn them into a reliable source of food. However, as is the nature of Dwarf Fortress, nothing ever goes right because there's always some random shit happening. While in my last video the caverns weren't actually too dangerous and only hosted a small herd of elk birds, which I killed, they seem to be getting more and more dodgy by the day. This giant olm was spotted fighting my woodcutter.
He's fat, his skin is white, and his eyes are black. Sounds like me.
Now, while a giant olm is not really something to be concerned about, it was a sign of bad things to come, and I was definitely going to need to be more careful around these caverns. Our military was also incredibly rusty. To demonstrate this, I would like to showcase the Militia Captain mobilising to go kill a great olm.
Right, let's go kill this fucker then. Come on then, lads. Why has he got a fucking bronze flask? He's putting his flask back. Right, get your armor. This has got to be the... He's going to the fucking tavern.
Yeah, not in the finest form, but after many migrant waves, this wasn't really my priority, as I needed to get bedrooms down fast.
This is most of the gameplay, by the way, of Dwarf Fortress, if you're thinking about buying it. Just menus, clicking, watching dwarves, place cabinets. It's thrilling, really.
Now, it was at this time that unfortunately, tragedy struck the colony. Noom and Pusher were found dead in the caverns. The cause was a cave crocodile. And as you can see, Noom and Pusher were royally fucked in the attack, with the crocodile targeting Pusher's torso and next, his skull.
You little shit.
Fear not though, because the crocodile later shared a very similar fate. Noom and Pusher, I am very sorry that you were the first ones to go, but quite frankly, not much I could do, so bit of a skill issue, to be honest. After this, I took a little break, not only to mourn the dwarves, but to have a little bit of sleep. However, when I boosted up the game again, I was greeted by this.
What in the fuck is a naked mole dog? What is this? He often feels lustful. Is that why he's naked?
As disturbing as this creature was, we had other things to focus on. Now that we had a couple dwarves down the drain, we were going to have to add another task to our list. This was going to be a tomb, because currently Pusher and Noom's bodies were being stored in the bin next to this naked mole dog. Now, because these were the first dwarves that we'd lost, I wanted to make it special. Unfortunately though, this did push the priority of building a new hospital right to the back, which I would end up regretting a lot. And if you're missing Pusher and Noom, don't worry, because they've come back to life as this mule and this peacock. Construction of the tomb was already underway, and many of the dwarves were busy carving their own engravings to commemorate Pusher and Noom. Of course, not all of you will be getting a tomb this grand. Up here you can see the beginnings of construction for your little shitty ones when you die. Now the caverns were becoming more of a problem each day, and as the tomb was being constructed, a troglodyte was spotted wandering around the fort. Because of this, I had to invest in a lot of new traps. Specifically, wooden cage traps, because in this game they're just so fucking good. Wooden cage traps are composed of wooden cages, shock horror, and rock mechanisms. With this huge investment into traps, I ended up using all of my rock mechanisms, which later on would become a bit of an issue when trying to build a hospital. For now, however, we were having to deal with the troglodytes the old-fashioned way, which resulted in a lot of troglodyte corpses littered around the fortress. Above ground, we were once again being targeted by goblin child snatchers. This time we were only attacked by 2. And let me just say it didn't end well for them, as they were swiftly captured in the wooden cage traps.
Imagine being this guy right now. Bloody hell. We're gonna have to extend the corpse pit.
With the tomb construction well underway, I felt it was finally time to train the elk birds. For this, I got Lemon Who to do the job, which he did with surprising ease. In fact, it was quite anticlimactic, and now we just have these things roaming around. Our fortress is also now at the size where it's become bigger than my Discord server, so if you would like to be added to this fortress, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try and add you in. While you're down there, you could always leave a like, please. The tomb had been constructed, and finally, the time had come to lay Pusher and Noom to rest.
It's finally time. Tomb. I've just realised I've accidentally... This is not on purpose. I did not mean to give Pusher the bigger tomb. I didn't even mean to make a bigger tomb. I'm sorry, Noom. Pusher has been laid to rest. There we go. Oh, how sad.
Pusher and Noom's death affected us all greatly, but unfortunately, our greatest challenge was still ahead.
What the fuck? What is that noise? Cave dwellers, send them back to the darkness. Who the hell is that?
Now, while I may be laughing at this moment, just remember that I have had no time yet to build a hospital, and cave dwellers can actually sometimes be a bit of a challenge, even if they look like this. The squad of Iron Dwarves was sent down to take on the threat, and while they had few problems dealing with these rat men, there was one weaver down there that was in a bit of a pickle. Just over to the left, Slayer had been collecting cave spider silk when he heard the horns of the invasion. Unarmed, he was trapped by one of the attackers. After a long scrap, he managed to knock the rat unconscious, but not before he received a silver spear in the leg, hindering his ability to walk. At this point, we still had no hospital, so frantically, I began to make one. Now, this was pretty simple to do until I needed to build the traction bench, which I hadn't done in a while. This requires a table and rock mechanisms. However, the game doesn't really tell you this until you try to build one, and I had used up all of my tables on my Tavern and used all my rock mechanisms on my traps, so I had to build everything from scratch. By this point, Slayer was already up, out of bed, and back in the caverns collecting cave spider silk.
This dude needs to relax.
What an absolute unit. After we'd taken off this task for Slayer and given him a good long holiday, I'm happy to say that he can now stand again and only has a bit of sensory nerve damage. I got a notification that a new caravan had arrived, but I think I'm going to leave that for next video, as this seems like a good place to leave off. Thank you all so much for watching another one of my videos. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and also join my Discord if you want to just come hang out. There's a couple videos up on the screen now with my other Dwarf Fortress content, which you might enjoy, or you might fucking hate. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!